Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a two-time Super Bowl champion. He's also an All-Pro. He's been named to like all-century teams, all-decade teams because of how damn good he is. And the refs are trying to catch whether or not he's leaving a little early or if he's right on time. Mm-hmm. In his eyes, he's right on time. And he's going to be telling other offensive linemen they need to be right on time as well at the 8th annual O-Line Masterminds Summit happening July 10th through the 11th down in Frisco, Texas, alongside Duke Manyweather. Ladies and gentlemen, Lane Johnson.
Yeah, Lane.
How you doing, dude?
Doing good, man. Just got done with the workout, but ready to get online and get these fingers working about the fall starts. All the flags I should have got past season.
You're going to get your Kevin Durant on? Yeah, go ahead and answer a little bit. I love that became a full talking point. Obviously, you knew that. I think we've chatted about it a little bit. And they're zooming in on your big, I don't want to say, your massive cleat. And that's the blur. It's a blur every single time. And they're like, is he early or is it on time? Right on time every time, Lane. Let's talk about this O-Line Mastermind Summit that you've been doing. 8 years now of big boys talking about moving other men down there in Texas. What is expected from this weekend, and how excited do you get to share your game with others and maybe younger offensive linemen?
Super excited. So when we started this, we had around 27 people. Last year was around 300, but it started, I remember, going through the draft, didn't know much about the position or who was really good at it. So it was just a way to get everybody in the room. A lot of college level guys are in now to just learn ball. We have Joe Thomas coming in. So, I think I learned a lot about getting off the ball from him, Jason Peters. So, it's just, it's turned into a lot of fun, but a lot of Hall of Famers, and yeah, man, 2 days of just learning the game a little bit better.
So much beer. Go ahead, AJ.
So are you guys?
So much beer. I couldn't even. Sorry, I don't want to cut you off. I couldn't even fathom an O-line summit the amount of beer. Go ahead, AJ. Sorry.
Well, yeah, I would assume you guys might have a beer sponsor. I know Tight End U has a beer sponsor. I don't know if you guys have that yet or not, Lane. If not, you guys can work on it. But other than film and like meeting and watching stuff and trying to explain things, how much stuff are you doing on the field, and how much work can you get in? Because I instantly think of these like high school camps. I don't know if you've seen these clips where they're doing O-line, D-line one-on-one, and a D linemen are bull rushing dudes with no pads on, and I would lose my mind. I can't imagine how you feel watching that. Are you guys doing that? Are you guys getting any one-on-ones in out there?
Man, it's fun to watch, but what we do, we watch a lot of film, break that down, and then we'll have breakout sessions. So where we're going on the field, and a lot of what we're talking about is about pre-snap alignment, what type of pass set are we trying to achieve here, if it's a run play, inside zone, outside zone, mostly just footwork. So a little bit of physical stuff, but a lot of it's just talking through kind of what we broke down in the film session. And then a lot of it's just kind of about structure and routine, how guys went about their week and stuff that they worked on. So it's really cool to see just different guys, different decades and kind of how they approach the game.
Learning just a schedule from somebody that's done it and at a high level and Mount Rushmore-like level is such a great piece of information to have as a young player, like how you can view it and what has been tried and true, what has worked for somebody else while you kind of script it for yourself. There's a Hall of Fame game this month. The NFL season's right around the corner. D-Butt has a question for you, Lane.
Yeah, you had a short offseason, when that you went and won that Super Bowl championship, going to year 13, I believe. How does the body feel, and what has changed with your preparation going into these seasons from the time you came into the league up until now?
Yeah, so it's about maintaining strength, but really, not neglecting mobility. As you see players age, they'll lose kind of their elasticity, their ability to generate force. So for me, I'm lifting heavy earlier in the week. Later in the week, it's kind of lighter weight for speed, and then the plyometrics and all that good stuff. So man, it's just I think just being consistent with it, and really like after every season, you evaluate kind of where your body is and what you need to work on. So every year is different, but man, I'm feeling good. I made a statement. I feel better now, kind of in my mid-30s than what I did when I was 30. I was going through an ankle issue, so surgery. So it takes a little bit to bounce back from that.
13 years in at offensive line, especially with the runs that you guys have had while you play football. Congratulations, dude. You big fuck. Yeah, legit.
Yeah.
That is an outrageous on your body to make it and continue to be able to operate. Your joints are screaming for help every single time you do everything. Now, Ty has a question for you, Lane.
Yeah, Lane, I don't know how much you guys paid attention to it in like the locker room last year, but we talked about it all year long about how, no matter what you guys were doing early in the season and even at the midway point, Coach Sirianni was getting kind of shit on every network pretty much. Hey, this guy is one of the worst coaches in the NFL. He's just in a great situation. The Eagles win in spite of him, et cetera, et cetera. They always said, when it came to the playoffs, like he was going to be the reason that you guys ultimately lost. And then obviously you fast forward, you win the Super Bowl. What kind of vindication did you notice from him? Obviously we saw him post game and he was just elated. He was incredible, telling guys, hey, let's run it back and all that kind of stuff. But what was kind of that whole situation like throughout the season and then obviously as you win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, when he's got emotional on the sidelines or screaming at guys, the good thing about it is we go and talk about it at the next team meeting after a game. But, I think for him, he's evolved as a head coach. He's kind of learning as he goes. But, what I do enjoy about Coach is that everybody's held accountable, whether it goes to the film room, if it's a bad play by the player, if it's a bad call by the coach, their name or number is up there. And then just anything that, goes, kind of out to the public, we address as a team. So some of those hard conversations that are difficult to have, we have them and we put it behind us. And really, I think it's probably one of Coach's best traits is, he's a great communicator.
Feels like you all rally around him. On the offensive side, first time, long time, I think you guys chose 150 more rushing plays than you did passing plays on the entire season, I think was the number. It's like first time, long time that had been the case in the NFL, and especially a team that'll go on to win the Super Bowl. But you paid wide receivers. So whenever you talk about becoming a run-first, run-dominant team with Saquon, who's outrageous, I can't wait to ask you about him. But also you've paid wide receivers. There's a natural potential very big situation that could occur because the wide receivers understand that for the team, this is what's good. But my job is to catch balls, and that's my legacy, and that's how much money I'm going to get paid, and that's how I'm remembered. And then whenever you guys win, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith were the ones that dumped the Gatorade on Sirianni. It's like he had to manage that, I would assume, just in of itself, let alone everything else. Let's talk about the run game. So Saquon is just outrageous?
Yeah.
Like you guys
it's just.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, what you were talking about, there's just a lot of avenues. We have so many star players. And, if we wanted to throw the ball 60 times a game, our receivers could have 2,000 yards. But we have a running back, that can get that on the ground. So I just think, what Saquon was able to bring to our offense made everything so much easier. When you have a running back that can do that, it sets up play action. And when they want to stop the run, you're going to have to play one-on-one with AJ and Devontae outside. So, first thing I noticed about Saquon is just he's a super good dude. So he made friends really quickly. He's I don't think he misses a day on the golf course. So if he's not in the facility, he's golfing with somebody. That's his other passion. But yeah, I mean, it took me about 3 minutes in the Green Bay game to go, this is going to be a pretty fun year. It was it was something, never thought he'd be on my team. He is now, so let's make the most of it. So it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it might have taken you 3 minutes. I think it might have taken him about 10 seconds to realize, this is going to be great over here, as opposed to what I got going on with your offensive line. I think if it was just yards before contact that he rushed for this year, he would have been like a top 10 rusher in the NFL as well. He was not touched for a long time with your guys' help and scheme and everything. And with his speed, he was able to just break everything. The amount of home run touchdowns that he had this year, historic, record-breaking. He was explosive on the ground. A team hasn't been like that, I don't know, maybe ever. I mean, maybe Y2J when Tennessee Titans had, but it was
Chris Johnson. Yeah. I think what made our O-line different was, I'm a pretty big dude, and I was the second smallest. So it goes from Cam, me, and then it was, Mekhi, Landon, and Jordan Mailata. I guess, whoever was eating the most that week weighed the most, but they're all 360, 70, 80 plus. So it's just, you don't have those kind of guys that come around that often. So, we just try to stay out of the way and don't get hurt.
Yeah, stay out of the way, don't get hurt, and move bodies in record-breaking fashion. On that note, Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Lane, another guy that doesn't come around too often is a coach like Jeff Stoutland. Can you talk about him a little bit? Because, it feels like he is kind of turning into a legend. Everything, Jason Kelsey mentioned when he retired with Jeff and everything he's done for his career. And then, of course, you mentioned Mekhi. Mekhi Becton kind of ended up with the Eagles, and then Stoutland turns him into an all-pro right guard playing right next to you. Can you just talk about Stoutland, what he kind of means to the team, that O-line in general, and also please keep growing that beard out because it looks unbelievable right now.
Yeah, very stout. As that beard looks very stout, like Stoutland.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's hard to find barbers back here. Usually when I'm up in Philly, I'll slide in the team's barber and just get a cheaper one. So
don't do it.
Smart.
Yeah, Coach Stout, man, it's we've been very fortunate to have him. He came in the same year as I did in 2013 from Alabama, but he kind of has the intensity of Al Pacino any given Sunday locker room speech. He kind of has that vibe, but I think what makes him so great is that he realizes that people learn differently. So some people, guys on the team, really respond to walkthroughs as much as sit in the classroom. But he finds a way to keep it fun, engaging, and I think what makes him so good as well is any guy that's had to come in a backup. We've had many play in past Super Bowls, but every guy that's stepped up is treated like a starter, and it doesn't matter where he is on the depth chart. Every guy is treated the same, and yeah, man, we have a lot of fun. Whenever we're in the room, and we work whenever we're out there on the field. So, but he is a character. If you ever get a chance, I think Hard Knocks might be coming in this season. So, I hope that they can hide that camera in there. I think that it will make some really good content.
Okay, so we got some Stoutland magic coming through Hard Knocks, and obviously your guys' offensive line and him obviously being spotlighted in a big way, and in such a big way that awards even get talked about. Tone Diggs has a question for you, Lane.
Yeah, Lane, obviously you won the Super Bowl, Pro Bowl, All-Pro, but I'm not sure if you know this or not. You won one of the most prestigious awards in sports. AQ Shipley named you the best tackle of the year for the Trenchies last year.
Congratulations.
Hell yeah, Lane.
This was months ago.
Appreciate it. Hey, I want to get that trophy. Put it in the locker room. Put it somewhere. Put it in the gym.
Okay, we have it actually.
Yep.
We're waiting for the address to send it to. That is AQ Shipley at 390 pounds as a fullback, a leader of a wedge on the kickoff return, and a center and guard for the Arizona Cardinals. He actually would roll on his gut at the snap of the ball, and he was doing that tush push before everybody else. He was gnawing on ankles. So it's a real award, and we were waiting for an address. You won it for best tackle.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
you did. So congratulations on that. Just want to let you know.
Well earned. It was a hard fought. Hey, there's a lot of names out
but
there.
The NFL,
you already know Dion was pissed. Dion Dawkins was not happy about it. There were some others, obviously.
the NFL stole that idea. Now there's the actual Protector of the Year award. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's taken them long enough to get something in the mix. Thankful for Dion for stepping up, but we have guys like Witt and Kels, of course, making statements and for the O-line community. So yeah, man, I think it's pretty cool, and yeah, man, I'm glad that it's finally a thing now. So shout out to Dion for getting it all started.
It's it is literally the clear indicator on who's going to win the game.
Oh yeah.
Like if you have a bad offensive line, you're going to lose the game.
Yep.
Like that, you might win a couple games. I'm just talking, you're not going to win.
Yeah.
You are going to win the game with your offensive line. You guys proved that. I assume many other teams in the past have, but I think it was more talked about this year than ever. It matters. You guys matter. And it's a talent, brother. Not everybody can do it, obviously.
Yeah, and you know how it is when it comes to practice. You usually have the O-line, D-line doing their own thing, 7-on-7 specialists. So y'all kind of get in the mix a little bit. But yeah, it's really two different games out there. But I'm glad they're getting an award out now.
What is have you been fishing? We've been hunting. What do we got going on this offseason? Growing a beard?
Yeah, growing a beard, man, taking the kids to jiu-jitsu, soccer, tumbling. So just a lot of daddy daycare around here. So
Are you jiu-jitsu?
yeah, I'm in Oklahoma City in off-season.
Are you jiu-jitsu?
No, I stay out. I don't want to get Rex Squandoed in there, so I kind of just hang out on the bleachers.
Smart. Way to get back to the game with this O-Line Mastermind Summit. Congrats on becoming a Super Bowl champion again, and we can't wait to watch you play this year, brother.
Thank you. I want to shout out Portillo's for sponsoring us there at Cosm for for food. So, it's going to be an exciting one this year. I'm excited to get Joe and some of the guys out. So it'll be huge.
Portillo's down there at Cosm in Dallas. Hey, that Cosm's that sick, that awesome. And you're going to eat.
Screen?
And you eat Portillo's.
You got Italian beef sandwiches?
Is that, you're telling me, that's the greatest coming together right there. That's O-Line Masterminds. Okay, maybe.
Yeah, we might have a little bit of some snow cones, some whiskey there too. So, just a huge party.
All right.
Bash.
Well, good luck. Enjoy it all. It's a lot of meat, a lot of booze, and a lot of information seemingly being tossed around from one big man to the next. You're the best. Ladies and gentlemen, future Hall of Famer, Lane Johnson.
Yeah.